So we got a little bit of time now to go on to our listener suggestions. So I'm going to read it off here.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep. Let's go.
I've been watching Corey and Jake's show for several years now. Thank you, by the way.
Thank you.
And he just watched the latest episode about RSUs, ESPPs, and stock options. His company, Corey, offers an employee stock ownership program, also known as an ESOP. Would Corey and Jake treat that the same as employee stock purchase plans? The only issue, there is no chance to sell off the shares. They're only paid out once you're either retire or leave the company. Their 401k match at this company is put into the ESOP instead of the 401k. So yes, this isn't for everybody, but if your company has an ESOP, to answer the question, Corey, no, I don't necessarily treat it the same as employee stock purchase plans because you can't sell the shares like you mentioned. Corey, as my guest, I'll let you answer first and I'll chime in. Do you have thoughts on this? It's a great question.
Yeah, it is a great question. I agree with you, Jake, that I would not treat it the same. I think in terms of thinking about wealth in the long term, if the company that you work for is a solid one and what that ESOP actually looks like what those shares are going to look like in the future is an important decision. Or it's something to evaluate, but I don't think that if you're working somewhere and you have the ESOP, it can be part of your financial plan, but it's not going to be treated the same as RSUs or any other stock options because of the nature for this individual.
Yes. So the key piece I would add on to that is that I would diversify around it. So if you're an engineer, I would be very careful of my other engineering exposure in my portfolio because these ESOPs can get really big, Corey.
Right.
There could be millions of dollars in your ESOP and you have no control over it. So it is a risk. And I understand why these companies do it, right? They want to reward high achievers. They want people drinking the company Kool-Aid, and it can be very lucrative, but I would manage risk around it as much as I could in my control. And I would just build it into the financial plan and have a very specific strategy and just understand you're in a little bit more of a high risk industry if you have millions of dollars in your ESOP. It's a good problem to have, but it needs to be reviewed. And your rest of your investments need to collaborate with it or coordinate or offset, whatever you want to use there to make sure that you're properly diversified.